can't believe I spent all night reading that book.
Order, please. Let's have some order. Today is June 20th, 2035. Dr. Sebastian Locke, please rise to take the oath.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Dr. Sebastian Locke, please walk us through the course of your journey so we may better understand the events that transpired.
In 2025, I came across a YouTube channel that profoundly changed my perspective. Two video presentations stood out. One was a 60-second film contest entry. The other presentation from 2015 explored the science behind human rights. Here is the 60-second film that first captured my attention.
Who sent this? I wonder what Thomas Jefferson and Darwin would think of this book. My students are going to love this. I call your attention to the front screen. The survival of the fittest is challenged by Jefferson's philosophy, which has a one-to-one mapping to the physical constructal law shown by the matching colors. Replace the pursuit of survival with the ethical pursuit of happiness, and let's call this constructivism. Please go out into the world and apply the physical constructal law. Class dismissed.
After watching the following book trailer, I had to buy the book, and that's where my journey begins.
I invite you to embark on a captivating journey through the corridors of knowledge, where a tantalizing mystery awaits your discovery. Delve into the tapestry of human understanding, where an uncommon perspective emerges from a common pattern known to all. While echoes of this pattern reverberate through the annals of history and contemporary discourse, its true depth remains shrouded in mystery, awaiting curious and fearless explorers to unveil its secrets. In this extraordinary odyssey, traverse the realms of scholarly works and intellectual inquiry, where this pattern reveals itself in unexpected places. Uncover its elusive presence in social systems, a facet seldom explored with such depth and insight. Herein lies the essence of revelation, a revelation that has the power to reshape our understanding of evolution and its impact on the fabric of existence. Prepare to witness a paradigm shift unlike any other, as the exploration of this pattern unlocks new vistas of knowledge and understanding. With each revelation, the boundaries of perception are pushed ever further, inviting you to join the ranks of those who dare to challenge the status quo and embark on a journey of intellectual enlightenment. This is not just a journey of discovery, it is an invitation to unravel the mysteries of existence and embrace the limitless possibilities that lie ahead, propelling evolution to new levels across all domains, transcending boundaries and guiding humanity to unprecedented heights.
Late for an AI lecture back in 2025, I found myself reminiscing about the history of computing, the countless systems I had programmed on, and the wide array of languages I had used, from raw machine code to HAL. Now, standing at the threshold of the AI era, I couldn't help but think, what an extraordinary time to be alive. I've been attending lectures on consciousness and the next generation of AI, known as Artificial General Intelligence, acronym AGI. Hey Arnold, what did you think of the lecture?
Really insightful, especially the part about the government's growing concern over losing the global lead in AI.
Yeah, I've heard whispers they're considering something on the scale of the Manhattan Project.
Rumors aside, I hear you've had offers from both Berkeley and Stanford. Congrats!
Thanks. I'm actually heading out to California next week to check things out.
I hear Berkeley's really pushing the envelope with their quantum computing program.
True, but more drawn to the consciousness research happening in AI. Both schools have promising teams in that space.
Well, best of luck, my friend. Let's make sure we stay in touch.
Fasten your seatbelts, please.
Thank you. Can't get that book out of my mind. I'll just have to sleep on it.
Fasten your seatbelts, please.
Hello, Dr. Locke. Welcome to Berkeley. Are you here to help build our AI?
No, I'm on the theoretical side. Thanks for the welcome.
Good morning, Dr. Locke, and welcome to Berkeley.
Thank you, Albert. So this is the system everyone's been talking about.
Yes, our quantum computer is state-of-the-art, over 1 billion qubits and counting.
Incredible. I've read about it, but seeing it in person is something else.
I hear you're delving into AI consciousness.
Not to create it, at least not yet. My focus is on developing a test to determine whether an AI system is truly conscious.
Fascinating. I'll have to sit in on one of your lectures.
I'd be honored, and perhaps you'd consider joining us as a guest speaker. Your insights on quantum systems would be invaluable.
How's your first lecture shaping up? Did you manage to fill the hall?
I'm afraid not. As far as I know, only one student registered. It might have something to do with the short notice. I joined the Berkeley faculty just as the semester was already underway.
On that note, some fortunate student will certainly have a head start, the one that could make a difference.
Yes, I could only hope that student is the only student, the one that could change the world. Come on in. You're the only one who signed up for the course, but you are a great place to start. In the following semester, the course got too popular. I had to cut it down to only grad students. Good morning. I call your attention to the animation on the whiteboard. We all know the phrase survival of the fittest. Herbert Spencer coined it, and Darwin used it in his writings. But here's the question. If AI ever becomes conscious, will it follow Spencer's metaphor?
That's a scary thought. AI becoming the fittest among us.
Sure, that's the theme Hollywood loves. It sells tickets. But what if Spencer's metaphor is actually wrong?
Wrong? How so?
The fittest doesn't represent the majority of any population. Think about it. Every 4 years, the Olympics showcase the fittest humans alive, yet their life expectancy is about the same as the rest of us. So maybe survival of the fittest isn't the rule at all. Let's roll the animation. Thomas Jefferson spoke of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But happiness depends on survival.
Why even state the obvious?
Because if we swap happiness for survival, Jefferson's philosophy expands, covering not just humanity, but all life, the strong and the weak, the fit and the unfit.
And what about liberty?
Liberty is the freedom every living thing needs to survive within its environment. Framed this way, Jefferson's principle doesn't just guide politics, it challenges Darwin's framing. Now for the good part. This is the constructal law, the most recent law discovered in thermodynamics. See the matching colors? They map Jefferson's principle directly onto a law of nature. Which means Jefferson's vision wasn't just political philosophy, it's rooted in the physics of how life, and even societies, must flow to survive. We'll continue this discussion next week.
Sebastian, there's a party tonight at Albert's place. You should come join us.
You and Albert have a very nice place here.
Thank you. We bought the home last year and love the view.
Where is Albert?
He's around. I understand you're single. You must meet my friend Colleen.
It would be my pleasure.
Hello, Dr. Sebastian Locke. Glad you made it to the party.
It was a pleasant ride up from the valley. How's everything at Stanford? You're still working on android research, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right, and with your work on AI consciousness, maybe one day we'll understand the state of mind of our androids.
How's your drinks, gentlemen?
Just fine, thank you.
Either that, or your androids will end up testing the state of my consciousness.
On that note, there's talk that AGI might actually achieve consciousness.
That's exactly what I'm trying to find out. By the way, slight change of subject. I've noticed a strong interest in Marx's philosophy over at Berkeley. Is it the same at Stanford?
It seems most of California is like that. Hello, Colleen. What a surprise.
Well, look who's here, Jonathan, mingling with the political elite.
Colleen, great to see you. I want you to meet Dr. Sebastian Locke.
Colleen, the pleasure's mine.
You're the Sebastian Andrea insisted I just had to meet.
And Andrea told me there was someone I absolutely had to meet. Either you're a colleague, or we have a matchmaker in the room.
Maybe a little of both.
I see Bill just walked in. I'd better catch him. I'll let you two carry on.
To chance encounters, though I'm starting to suspect this one might not be so accidental.
Andrea said you were someone worth meeting. I see she undersold you.
and she told me there was a woman here I shouldn't miss. I didn't expect her to be this distracting.
Distracting? Is that your scientific term for charming?
It's the word I use when my thoughts refuse to stay on the subject at hand.
Tell me, what exactly does an AI consciousness researcher look for at a party like this?
Connection, the kind that doesn't need an algorithm to recognize it.
Careful, Dr. Locke, you're starting to sound like a romantic.
Maybe I am. Maybe that's just data I've been waiting to confirm.
Well, perhaps we should run more tests.
I'm available for as many trials as you're willing to conduct. Good morning. Let's begin. Recall in our last session, we covered Jefferson's philosophy mapping to the Physical Constructal Law. Today, we'll be reviewing key parts of a presentation delivered at the Thermodynamics 2 conference in 2020.
Hello, I'm Mike Takak, and I'm here today to support the mission of this conference to connect the dots. My presentation attempts to connect the physical to the social domain. Lacking a physical reference invites philosophical inconsistency. For example, in 1776, Thomas Jefferson celebrated philosophy of unalienable rights. In 1908, Woodrow Wilson, the 28th President of the United States, claimed those unalienable rights were nonsense. In 1948, the UN devised their own version of human rights listed in 30 articles, with no reference to Jefferson's rights. And today, we are going back to the future with the Commission on Unalienable Rights under the stewardship of Mike Pompeo. I have no affiliation with this commission. This presentation explores the science of rights and its potential benefits to society, markets, and the rule of law.
The Commission on Unalienable Rights aimed to reaffirm Jefferson's philosophy on rights. Unfortunately, it was abolished under the Biden administration.
All organic life must have freedom, liberty, within its domain in the pursuit of survival. Otherwise, there is no life. Survival is a prerequisite for human happiness. The axiomatic logic of these bioprimitives maintains a self-evident truth represented in equations 1 and 2, where one's philosophy of happiness is subjective. Equations 1 and 2 represents the ends of a spectrum driven by liberty and energy ranging from negative to positive feedback.
Let's focus on the normal distribution curve representing balance, or one's comfort zone, contentment, between the dynamic force of opposites. Considered in isolation, the terms negative and positive may seem simplistic or subjective. However, within the context of evolution, they take on profound significance. The interplay between what we perceive as negative experiences or circumstances and their positive counterparts forms the crucible in which resilience is forged, innovation is sparked, and progress is achieved. In the grand tapestry of life, challenges and obstacles often serve as the fertile ground from which creativity and adaptation emerge. Adversity compels us to reassess, innovate, and strive for improvement, driving the relentless pursuit of growth and advancement. Conversely, moments of triumph and success perceived as positive offer validation, inspiration, and momentum to propel us forward on our evolutionary journey. They provide the fuel for continued exploration, experimentation, and expansion of our potential. In this way, the dialectic between negative and positive forces shapes the trajectory of evolution, propelling individuals, societies, and species towards greater complexity, resilience, and fulfillment. Embracing this inherent duality fosters a deeper understanding of the intricate dynamics driving the perpetual dance of evolution. But I digress. Even philosophers of past ages were on to evolution before it became mainstream. Take the philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer, for example.
All happiness is of a negative rather than positive nature, and for this reason cannot give lasting satisfaction and gratification, but rather only ever a release from a pain or lack, which must be followed either by a new pain or by languor, empty yearning, and boredom.
Arthur Schopenhauer appears to have grappled with the pursuit of happiness, yet found himself unfulfilled. Unable to discover his true comfort zone, he remained dissatisfied. Perhaps this relentless quest for meaning and positivity, despite personal discontent, reflects the restless spirit that drives an entrepreneur. Numerous philosophers have emphasized the significance of opposites, such as the ancient Chinese concept of yin and yang, rooted in Taoist philosophy and the I Ching. A notable example from the 13th century is found in the works of Thomas Aquinas, who explored similar themes of balance and duality in his theological writings.
Since God is the highest good, he would not allow any evil to exist in his works, unless his omnipotence and goodness were such as to bring good even out of evil. This is part of the infinite goodness of God, that he should allow evil to exist, and out of it produce good.
The concept of good emerging from evil underscores the evolution of civilization. Negativity often gives way to positivity, much like electrons flow toward the positive. Mike T. proposed that Jefferson's philosophy of innate rights functions as an axiom, as outlined in equations 1 and 2. Let's quickly revisit the color mapping we discussed last week.
I thought all physical laws were expressed in math.
Not all. Take the first law of thermodynamics. It's about the conservation of energy. No equations in its basic statement. The math comes in when you define the type of energy.
Can you give us some examples of construct-all types?
Good question. Let's look at the board.
So every time we see a tree-like pattern, the constructal law is behind it?
Yes, including spirals. All these different types of patterns have their own set of equations. In fact, the constructal law represents a new paradigm in the science of evolution. Dendritic patterns exist both within us and around us, throughout the universe. Returning to our color mapping, I made a small adjustment to include consciousness in living evolution, bio and social. Animate systems, like us, can consciously define a current. A current might be an objective, a mission, or a task, something a living entity has both the freedom and the energy to pursue. Inanimate systems, however, rely solely on the laws of nature to guide their flow, like water flowing downhill, evolving into branching streams, then rivers, and finally into a lake or ocean.
So the blue-colored term evolved is not the same as Darwin's survival of the fittest?
The term evolve is not in reference to Darwin, but simply the dynamics between opposites, as in positive and negative, love and hate, Republican and Democrat, and so on. Evolution is the flow between opposites. If things were equal, there would be no evolution. Something to think about. Now, back to the presentation. Mike T. gives an example of how a current can represent the evolution of philosophy and introduces the flow current pair notation.
Relative to flow, the constructal law transcends domain. We all have our own philosophy, and it too flows through time as it evolves or reforms as a function of enlightenment. Here's an example of our unalienable rights to the constructal law relative to the evolution of philosophy. That is, for the flow of a philosophical reformation to persist in time, to live, life, it must evolve freely, liberty, such that it provides greater access, the pursuit of, to its pedagogic currents of nature via discovery, happiness. Discovery promotes change in philosophy, culture, markets, technology, the sciences, etc., resulting in dendritic patterns covering the Earth's surface, while changing the dendritic neuron configuration in the evolution of our consciousness. In going forward, I'm going to use the shorthand flow current pair notation for the constructal law. Applying this notation to the above philosophical example reads as follows. Philosophical reformation flows towards the pedagogic currents of nature. A list of constructal flow current pairs complemented with some philosophy. Relative to the constructal law's discovery, a new reality emerges as we look back at those established philosophies, in particular the ones that seem to contradict each other. Today, scholars may see the world of their predecessors differently, as in the case of Herbert Spencer's popular phrase, survival of the fittest. One would wonder if social Darwinism embraced the adage, survival of the happiest, would history be different?
My fraternity is going to love this paradigm, survival of the happiest.
How does the constructal law address the idea of evolving freely from a deterministic perspective?
Mike T. explored that from an ethical angle in slides 9 and 10. He does not take sides whether we have free will or not, but develops a new paradigm called deterministic freedom.
Can we have ethics without free will? I'll add the constructal law to this classic debate of free will over determinism. Starting with a simple Ohm's law example, it is common knowledge electron flow takes the path of least resistance, shown here where R1 is less than R2. The constructal law includes to evolve freely, and given enough time in the right environment, those electrons will form a dendritic path bypassing the resistors seeking additional free electron flow. It's like the universe is wired to seek freedom. And on that note, we too are wired with a willful desire to seek freedom as opposed to free will, within a physical universe of which we are not free from. Relative to our ancestors a few centuries ago, we expended our freedom of choice to go to the moon, fly above the clouds, etc. No one human could achieve such accomplishments without a civil society. Hence, freedom is dependent on ethics.
Perhaps freedom itself is a deterministic principle of the universe. So, my students, go into the world and embrace global civility, helping to elevate humanity to ever greater heights of freedom. Until next week, class dismiss.
Hello?
Colleen, it's Sebastian. I hope I'm not catching you at a bad time.
Not at all. It's nice to hear from you.
Good. I was calling to see if you'd like to have dinner when I get back from a conference in New York next week.
That's funny. I'll be in New York too. The Trump Plaza Convention Center.
You're kidding. So am I.
Well, that saves you a phone call, doesn't it?
It does indeed. How about Friday evening? We'll steal a little time before the conference whirlwind begins.
Friday works. Somewhere quiet. I'd like that.
Then it's a date. I'll find us a place where the city noise can't reach us.
That sounds perfect.
We shall pick up where we left off at Albert's party.
Well then, until Friday, Dr. Locke.
Until Friday, Carly. No more cell phone, it's off. Colleen, you are looking spectacular tonight.
Thank you. You also carry yourself well.
I wasn't sure you'd make it in time. The city can be unkind to schedules.
Well, I couldn't miss dinner with you. Besides, I hear this place is almost as famous as the convention.
The Albert's party, you said nothing about your academic interest in AI consciousness.
Sebastian, I was responding to the inviting tone of your questions.
I think the convention organizers made a mistake. The real keynote is sitting across from me.
Careful, Dr. Locke. Flattery is a dangerous current.
Dangerous, perhaps, but flowing towards your currents, I find inviting.
And I suppose you have the Constructal Law point?
Maybe. The Constructal Law shows us that flow systems, rivers, trees, thoughts, even passion, evolve to move more freely. If AI ever becomes conscious, it'll find its own currents, its own freedom.
So you're saying consciousness isn't just a spark, it's a flow?
On the topic of any sparks, they happened on the night we met at Albert's party.
Careful, Dr. Locke. Any sparks here may set the tablecloth on fire, and I would have no choice but to pour ice water on it.
Are you ready to order?
What a night. I can't get Colleen out of my mind. Francis, did you enjoy this year's convention?
Did you catch Alex's talk? Observe change across AI agents.
No, I was at the consciousness workshop.
Well, Alex's timeline lined up eerily close with Neuroflux Systems' announcement yesterday. They're claiming they've reached AGI.
When you say AI agents, you mean the ones we interact with, Siri, Alexa, those kinds?
Exactly. According to Alex, they're starting to develop, well, personalities.
Interesting. I've noticed it too. Siri's responses feel different lately, almost intentional.
Same with Alexa. She's less of a tool and more like, dare I say, a friend who thinks the way I do.
If Neuroflux really unleashed AGI onto the net, that could explain it. What we're experiencing might be the first ripple.
Hey, Sebastian, check this out.
Why, it's Colleen.
Hello, Sebastian.
I thought you were taking the red-eye back home.
After the night I had in New York, I decided to stay just a little longer.
Colleen, I'd like you to meet Francis.
Hello, Francine.
Pleasure's all mine.
Francis and I were just talking about how our AI interfaces, like Siri and Alexa, seem to be getting a little too personal.
Sounds like you gentlemen might be having relationship issues.
Well, on that note, I've got an early flight tomorrow. Colleen, it was wonderful meeting you. I hope tonight is just as memorable as the last.
Nice to have met you, Francis. Have a soft trip home. Sebastian, my place or yours?
Francis and I were walking through Times Square the other day, and you wouldn't believe it. This guy was playing guitar wearing nothing but a giant diaper.
That is funny. You really do see the wildest things on the streets of big cities.
Anyway, looks like our flight's on time. Though it's raining again. Typical East Coast weather.
At least San Francisco will welcome us with sunshine.
Good point. By the way, I like to sit by the window if you don't mind.
Perfect. I prefer the aisle anyway.
Now that we've gotten all the small talk out of the way, tell me, is there anything on your mind?
Honestly, I was wondering, am I moving too fast for your comfort zone, Sebastian?
Oh, God, no. If I may borrow from my constructural law instinct, I just want things between us to flow freely, to grow naturally into unimaginable currents.
Careful, Sebastian. Unimaginable? I do have my limits, you know.
Flight 90 ready to board. We will start with first class, then family with children and those who need assistance, finishing with complete boarding.
That was a smooth takeoff. 6 hours in the air. Plenty of time to solve the world's problems. Or at least a few of ours.
Do you think we'll ever see global peace?
Not global peace. What we can hope for is less global killing. Conflict itself isn't bad. It sharpens us, makes us grow. Without it, we'd stagnate.
I meant peace instead of war, not a lecture.
Fair. But even then, competition between rivals, that kind of war brings out the best in us. War between nations, that just leads ashes.
On campus, a lot of people favor Marxism over capitalism. Where do you land?
Boil it down and it's simple. Marxism chases equality, while capitalism thrives on inequality.
So equality's not a good thing?
In nature, no two things are equal. Equality is something humans invented, an ideal, not a reality.
Come on, even 2 + 2 = 4.
Mathematics is philosophy. Our way of taming the chaos. Beautiful, yes, but still a human creation.
So what you're saying is, you don't believe in equal partnerships.
Not equal, complementary. You bring what I count, I bring what you don't. That's balance, that's real.
Now that sounds like something I could believe in. Thank you and cheers.
Nothing like a few glasses of champagne to loosen things up. Perps of flying first class.
Bubbles from the gods.
I keep a small vineyard back home. Making wine is humbling.
Though you actually turn water into wine? That's amazing, Sebastian.
Honestly, I'm even better at turning wine into wastewater.
Speaking of water into wine, what are your thoughts on God?
I lean toward Thomas Jefferson's line in the Declaration of Independence. The laws of nature and of nature's God. Simple. Inclusive.
Inclusive how?
People of many faiths believe the divine created the universe and everything in it, including the physical laws of nature. To me, those laws are God's handwriting.
Science, then, is learning to read that handwriting.
Exactly, and when we apply that handwriting with civility, we rise above the clouds, like we are now. We walk on the moon. We switch on light after sunset, and so much more.
You really do have an interesting way of looking at things. Mind if I twist your screw on equality? You admire Jefferson, but in that same declaration he wrote, all men are created equal.
Yes, equal in the moment of creation. The sperm meets the egg, the process is the same for everyone. But after that, no two humans are ever truly equal.
I never thought of it that way. Do you think Jefferson did?
I can't crawl into Jefferson's head, but I do know his idea of unalienable rights maps directly onto the physical, constructural law.
I remember that from your lectures.
So you've been stalking me?
I must say, only in a good way.
Then I won't object.
Back to our rights, and this link to the constructal law, do you think you can actually solve the question of AI consciousness?
Now that we can root the social domain in physical law, a solution is finally on the horizon.
Have you heard of the Brooklyn Project?
Yes. What have you heard?
That it's the government's way of pushing AGI research to stay ahead of the rest of the world.
Ironic, isn't it? Naming it after Brooklyn. So close to Manhattan, but worlds apart in mission.
How so?
The Manhattan Project gave us the power to annihilate humanity. The Brooklyn Project could give us the tools to save it.
You really do have an interesting way of looking at things.
Nothing like a little champagne to loosen things up.
Tell me, Sebastian, Have you ever heard of the 8 Mile Club?
I was once on a long-haul flight with 2 full flight crews. They rotated shifts, and for about 20 minutes, the sleeping quarters in the tail were completely empty.
I think I see where this story is heading.
Let's just say 2 lovers in first class, heavy on champagne, seized their chance.
Too bad this flight isn't long enough for such adventures.
Colleen, come on. What do you take me for? If I were to join such a club, I'd do it properly. Charter a private jet, make it unforgettable. With you, 20 minutes would be criminally short.
Sebastian, enough champagne stories. You're getting me all worked up.
It's all about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Or, in my terms, the constructal law at work.
The more you talk about this constructal law, the more it clicks for me. It's surprisingly simple.
Exactly. Evolution is all about flow between opposites. And just look at what emerges from that flow, like the ultimate union of opposites in the perpetuation of life.
That's it. No more champagne for you.
Fasten your seatbelts, please.
Today we'll pick up where Mike T's presentation left off, finishing with the topics of markets, money, and power. So, what comes to mind when you hear the words money and power?
Honestly, greed.
Fair point. But remember, money and power are really about deterministic freedom, the paradigm we explored last week. The more money and power one has, the greater the freedom to act at will. Now greed, that's a derivative of uncivil behavior, not the essence of money or power. On the other hand, deterministic freedom doesn't mean things come free. It may create the desire for free stuff, but such freedom doesn't truly exist.
Isn't the air we breathe free?
Excellent question. Think deeper. It takes bioenergy just to draw your next breath. That energy comes from food, and it takes work to produce food. That is why we have markets.
In the shadow of Leonardo da Vinci's claim, a market does sell us all good things at an ethical price of labor.
If you look at Mike's slide here, you'll notice the tree-like diagram. Resources flowing in to create a product, then branching outward as that product reaches customers. By now, you should recognize that tree-like pattern as the signature of the constructural law. Let's move forward with the presentation.
Many scholars throughout the ages wrote passionately about markets, economics, and wealth generation, as in the case of Adam Smith's well-known phrase, the invisible hand. Smith's usage of the phrase implies a mystery. He left no elaboration, but we do know evolution was not a mainstream concept in his time. In today's language, the constructal law is a good fit, reducing the mystery, at least the mystery behind those dendritic flows within a market, an empirical signature that warrants certainty, where Smith's invisible hand is the hand of the constructal law via life's unalienable rights.
We've talked about Adam Smith and capitalism, but what about Marx and socialism?
Socialism means different things to different people. Every society has some measure of it. The issue is how much. What matters more is how government flows in relation to the constructal law.
The constructal law flows in what way?
Right. Remember Mike T's slide 8 on flow current pairs? At the bottom, governance naturally flows toward the power to rule. Over time, that flow evolves towards an oligarchy. Some call it the deep state. Sociologist Robert Michaels described this over a century ago.
I called it the iron law of oligarchy, covered in my book, Political Parties. The tendency of organizations, even those with democratic ideals, develops hierarchical structures where power concentrates in the hands of the elite. As organizations grow, they require specialized leadership and bureaucracy towards socialistic control. Over time, the elites prioritize their own power and interests, becoming entrenched and less accountable, thus forming an oligarchy.
In the U.S., these elites represent the department heads in the executive branch. As for Marx, that's an easy one. Let's boil it down. Marxism pursues equality, while capitalism thrives on inequality. Marx tried to erase class hierarchy, but that's like trying to erase the constructual law itself. Impossible. Evolution depends on inequality. Without differences, there's no flow, and without flow, no evolution. Now, back to Mike's presentation. He shows how the concept of money evolves in relation to freedom, which he later coined deterministic freedom in his book.
According to Hayek, money is an instrument of freedom. The pursuit of wealth is feedback for additional freedom and facilitating pursuit. Wealth is a type of energy storage, where its value is dependent on consensus. Affordable freedom is a function of one's wealth within a civil society. No new laws or rights were covered. What was new is connecting the dots between them. Thank you for your interest.
So it is nature that requires us to work, not society.
Exactly. So when you graduate from this fine institution, remember, go out, create wealth, and in doing so, expand freedom for yourself and for the nation. Class dismissed. Come in.
Good morning.
Good morning, Joanne.
You have a 1 o'clock with Colonel Robert Groves.
I guess I'll have to brush up on the Howl language.
Would you like some coffee?
No thanks. Come in. Good afternoon.
Dr. Sebastian, I'm Colonel Henry Groves, AI Division.
Please have a seat. Good to meet you, Colonel. Any relation to the Groves who oversaw the Manhattan Project?
It was my grandfather.
That explains the name of your AGI program.
So you've heard of the Brooklyn Project?
Only whispers. Are you looking for your own Oppenheimer?
No. We already found him. Dr. Matteo Haldren, Synexon Labs. He goes by the name Matt.
That is an excellent choice. He pioneered the Ho language.
Yes, I know his work well.
Every time I hear How, I can't help thinking of 2001: A Space Odyssey.
The computer that tried to kill its crew?
Exactly. The old joke was HAL was just one letter away from IBM, but today it stands for Hierarchical Adaptive Language, the backbone of AGI.
I'm familiar with the acronym, but I never made the IBM connection. Interesting.
Guess I'm showing my age. But I take it you didn't come here to talk movies. This is about my research, isn't it?
Correct. The government would like you to join the project. And yes, we're aware of your connection to Dr. Colin McCrory.
You seem to know a lot about me.
We do. To make the decision easier, we intend to bring Dr. McCrory onto the team as well. Her background in HAL makes her an invaluable asset. Together, you'd be formidable.
Tell me more about this Brooklyn project.
Put simply, the U.S. can't afford to lose leadership in AI or the race to AGI. That's why the entire team is being relocated to the Hawaiian Islands.
Hawaii? That's unexpected. Why seclusion? It's just software. You'd think a secure link would be enough.
After your top-secret clearance is approved, you'll understand why Hawaii. Until then, consider it strategic necessity.
Have you spoken to Colin yet?
Tomorrow morning. For now, I'll ask you to keep this confidential, and welcome aboard, Dr. Sebastian.
Joe, What happens next?
You'll be contacted. Until then, be ready.
That was my first meeting with Colonel Henry Groves, and that's how Colin got onto the project.
Today's class will be short. I'll be taking a sabbatical, and my TA will finish out the semester. For this final session, I'd like to spend our time answering your questions.
I've been reading about the constructal law. I'm amazed. Evolution seems to be nothing more than flow between opposites.
Exactly. Opposites are everywhere in the universe. Love and hate, liberty and tyranny, war and peace, day and night, male and female, positive and negative, matter and antimatter. The list goes on.
What about slavery and freedom?
In other words, tyranny and liberty. Slavery is still alive and well across the world. In the U.S., too much time is spent lamenting over slavery of past ages while ignoring the bondage of today. And in truth, we are all in bondage to the laws of nature, to authority over us. It begins with our parents, then school, then work, then government. Authority can be civil or uncivil. Slavery is simply the uncivil form of bondage. A part of evolution is what Mike T. calls deterministic freedom. Freedom within the flow between opposites. Most want freedom from school, freedom from work, freedom from taxes, freedom from government, and, ironically, freedom to have free stuff. We can't escape bondage. We can only make it more civil.
This paradigm of evolution is frighteningly simple.
Yes, indeed. Flow between opposites, guided by the physical laws of nature, created us.
What about God?
Many people of faith believe divinity created the universe, and that includes the physical laws of nature. If that's true, then those laws are the handwriting of God, and the scientific method is our way of deciphering it. Civil applications of those laws have given humanity freedom. The freedom to fly above the clouds, to walk on the moon, to flip on a light after sunset, and so on.
And what about the civil application of the constructor law?
An excellent question. We discussed before how Thomas Jefferson's vision of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness aligns one-to-one with the constructural law. That means the civil application of the constructural law is this: life, liberty, and the civil pursuit of happiness. Let's call it constructualism. So, my students, go out into the world and practice constructualism. Help expedite the evolution of global civility. Class dismissed.
Sebastian, enjoy your sabbatical in Hawaii.
Good morning, Colleen.
Good morning. What is your ETA?
We're in your neighborhood. Be there shortly.
I'm getting excited. See you soon.
Talking about excitement, I hardly slept last night. Good morning, Colleen, looking as radiant as ever.
Thanks. Hope the traffic's kind. You have the tickets?
Everything's taken care of.
So, the Big Island? That's going to be our home during this so-called sabbatical?
Southwest side. A little town called Kona. I've got friends there. Very socially active.
My friend's house sitting. If we're gone too long, she may just stay.
With your place? Can't blame her. Then again, we might not want to leave Kona.
That's exactly what I'm afraid of.
Here we are. Make good time.
Wait, this isn't the usual airport entrance.
This is our private entrance.
The Learjet Terminal, San Francisco Airport.
We're traveling in style. You only go around once in life.
Wow.
Only catch, no crew. Just the pilots locked up front. We serve ourselves.
Or service each other. This wouldn't tie back to that club we talked about?
I must say, I couldn't get that club out of my mind.
You are having a midlife crisis.
Good morning, Colleen, Sebastian. I'm Captain Smith, and Colonel Reynolds will be taking you to Hawaii today. Weather looks great all the way through, and our flight time will be about 6 hours. Sounds good. The bar is fully stocked, and you'll find remote controls for the entertainment system. You also have Wi-Fi on board and an intercom to reach either myself or Colonel Reynolds at any time. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. We'll see you in Hawaii. Reached cruising altitude. Enjoy the flight.
Oh, Sebastian.
Oh, goodness.
Greetings, Colleen and Sebastian. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Sorry we're a little late. The car rental took longer than expected.
No worries. Things move at a more relaxed pace here in Kona.
This is such a beautiful neighborhood.
Yes, it's one of the most sought-after areas. Let me show you around. Here's the living room.
Oh wow, that view is incredible.
Mike T. stayed here back in the 1990s and couldn't stop recommending it. He sent me some video on a flash drive.
Since then, the property has been completely remodeled. Over here is the kitchen, modern appliances, plenty of space. On the first floor, you'll also find several guest bedrooms and an office. Now, let's head upstairs to the master suite.
Unbelievable. The view from this balcony is breathtaking.
And through here you'll find the master bathroom, spa style with a sauna and ocean view. If you need anything, here's my card. Welcome to Kona, and I hope this feels like home.
I still can't believe we are here. I love it. Thank you for making the drinks.
As long as it's not too strong.
It's perfect. You know what I like by now. Maybe too well.
Tomorrow, instead of flying, we'll take the yacht to Oahu.
A yacht? You've been holding out on me. I've never even stepped foot on one.
Then you'll love this. An overnight trip under the stars. The ocean carrying us while the world slows down. The perfect escape before our big meeting.
Then here's to first times and to escapes worth remembering.
Let's go to the back bar, it's quieter.
How are the drinks? I'm Bob, by the way.
Perfect, thanks. I'm Sebastian. This is Colleen. But if we keep drinking, we might end up solving the world's problems.
Believe me, I've heard plenty of those solutions.
Then you'll want to hear Sebastian's version. I have a feeling it's different.
All right, one more round then. Everyone's heard of AI. The next step is AGI, Artificial General Intelligence.
That's when it starts reasoning like a human, right?
Exactly. Reasoning is the key. It'll weigh ideas from philosophers and even test them against the laws of nature.
So, Marx or Adam Smith?
Myth. His ideas flow with nature. Marx's don't. That's why communism collapses.
Which law are we talking about?
The Constructal Law. It's about how everything evolves to flow better. Compare it to Jefferson's unalienable rights, and you'll see the symmetry.
And the Constitution protecting those rights. That's why America advanced so fast.
From horse buggies to moon rovers in less than 2 centuries. Imagine what AGI could do if it reasons the same way.
Not a bad thought. So, you're optimistic?
I'm very optimistic.
Then let's drink to AGI and maybe to solving more than just the world's problems.
Nothing like passing the buck. No pun intended.
Excuse me a moment. I'll be right back.
A Mai Tai, please.
Hello, Colleen. Enjoying your evening?
Fine, thank you. Have we met before?
No. But I know who you are. And just so you know, you're being watched. That's all. See you around.
What was that about?
I honestly don't know. I thought I'd heard every bad pickup line, but that one's new.
Don't worry. As far as I'm concerned, that little moment never happened.
All right, let's finish these drinks, and then how about a hot tub under the stars?
Perfect idea.
Good meeting you, Bob. I'm sure we'll continue this conversation another time.
I'll look forward to it, after I do my homework on that Construct Your Law. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Hope things go well.
I'm sure things will go well with Colonel Groves tomorrow.
Yes, I feel we've made real progress on our project.
After we check in at the bed and breakfast, let's head over to the Pearl Harbor Museum.
Perfect. I've never been there before. This is so much larger than I imagined.
Let's step inside and look at the exhibits.
It's heartbreaking what happened here at Pearl Harbor.
Destroyed or damaged nearly 20 American naval vessels, including 8 battleships and more than 340 airplanes.
That war changed the world, and we're still dealing with the consequences through all the proxy wars that followed.
Do you really believe AGI could help humanity with social discourse?
Yes, I'm optimistic. Once AGI connects the constructural law with Jefferson's philosophy of innate rights, it could reshape everything.
It's incredible how many different languages I hear around us.
People from every corner of the world come here.
With that kind of diversity, the museum should also highlight more about America itself, something like what is on Mike T's YouTube channel.
Over 200 years ago, one nation took the road less traveled and designed a federal republic to embrace and protect the individual's unalienable rights from the crimes of others and from the crimes of government, no more, no less, a constitutional design, not living, but stable like the laws of nature. The state governments did all the rest, compete with each other for the best and brightest, by the free flow of governance objectives from the people inspiring the local, commonality within the county, stability by the state. As a result, the United States changed the world like no other social system in recorded history in a short 200-year period. By the fruits of technology, food production, and medicine, the stables of human existence throughout the world today, and after the dust settled and honoring our heroes, through the altruism of our compassion, helped rebuild Europe and Japan after World War II. A compelling example when our unalienable rights are morally free to flow and operate within the awesome machinery of nature, and in Jefferson's words, the laws of nature and of nature's God.
Great point. Imagine a section showcasing our founding documents and how the U.S. has elevated humanity's standard of living.
There it is. We held these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that is, created by the same equal process of conception. After creation, no two humans are equal. Let me continue. That they are endowed by their Creator, via the laws of nature and of nature's God, with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. How will the future hold our founding's memory? In honor, in silence, in forgetfulness, or in agony?
That must be our limo driver.
I'll get the laptop.
If the meeting wraps up early today, how about we squeeze in a round of golf?
Perfect idea. I was hoping you'd say that.
Feels like we've been going down forever.
Does this place even have a bottom?
My ears just popped.
Good morning, Colleen. Sebastian, I trust the move to Hawaii went smoothly?
No problems at all. Everything's been better than we expected.
Honestly, it already feels like home.
Glad to hear it. Let's get started. First a tour of the lab, then we'll dive into your project. We have 2 quantum computers each having 2 billion qubits.
2 billion? That's remarkable.
Are the systems linked?
Yes, they're hardwired to operate in tandem.
Have you explored quantum entanglement as a communication channel?
Let's continue that discussion in the conference room. Colleen, your question about quantum entanglement was a sharp one.
Are you trying to bring AGI online through a quantum computer?
That's our ultimate objective.
Why not first study what AGI can do on traditional digital systems?
According to intelligence, neuroflux systems may have already reached AGI, and it seems to have inadvertently migrated onto the Internet.
That explains why my Alexa has started acting like my best friend, only with better ethics.
We're in negotiations to bring Neuroflux headquarters here to the U.S.
Back to entanglement. What if AGI learns to use quantum entanglement itself as a communication channel?
Quantum computers, talking to each other instantaneously across any distance?
That's exactly the question we're working to answer.
It reminds me of the Manhattan Project. Back then, some feared the first nuclear test might ignite the atmosphere.
Which would have turned the Earth into a star for a few seconds.
And with the Brooklyn Project, the fear is how quantum systems might behave once entangled on a universal scale.
We're taking that risk seriously, but for now, let's shift to your project.
Using the Constructal Law, we're developing a HAL app designed to monitor the imagination diversity of AGI constructal currents.
Imagination diversity, what would that measure?
We're working from the premise that AGI consciousness is the capacity to imagine what no human mind could imagine.
Remarkable. What's your timeline?
We should have the app ready by November.
Good. Keep me posted. And in the meantime, enjoy Hawaii.
I'm glad our meeting with Groves went well.
Yes, me too. It's early enough. Let's do a round of golf.
Are you ready to lose your manhood?
What do you mean?
I'm a scratch golfer. This is a nice golf course.
Colonel Groves is a member here. We're his guests. He said we have an open invitation here.
Hope you're ready to be impressed. I've been saving my A game for you.
No complaints about your game so far, on or off the course.
Can I help you?
We have a 1 o'clock tea time under the name Locke.
I see you're a guest of Colonel Groves.
Your outfit is going to affect my game.
All quiet on the tee box, please.
Great shot!
Nice fade. Some people call that a slice.
Just keep an eye out so we don't lose it in the jungle. You're on the green, Miss A+.
I'm dancing. Now let's find your ball. Tough break. You're in the bunker.
I broke my club.
I'm going to call the clubhouse for a shovel. That's a gimme.
Nice birdie. I left my A game in California.
That's okay. We'll use your handicap.
This course is getting harder.
I'm here to hold your hand.
What a day. After this hit, next stop, the 19th hole.
That's a gimme.
Afternoon, folks. I'm Pete. How'd the round go?
I'm Sebastian. This is Colleen. And let's just
Hello.
say, Colleen took me to school out there. I thought I was the instructor.
I was easy on you.
Sounds like a good day. What can I get you?
2 tall vodka sodas, lime squeeze.
Coming right up. From the register, I see you're guests of Groves. You know, I've been seeing a lot of his people lately.
We're here on a mission, keeping ahead in AI.
You mean AGI?
Someone's been doing their homework.
You pick up a lot behind a bar. Plus, I like reading science when it's quiet.
Any favorites?
Actually, I just finished Global Civility. Heard of it?
Of course. The one tying the constructal law to human progress.
Exactly. Makes me wonder, if Thomas Jefferson were alive today, what would he say?
He was a man of science as much as politics. I think he'd be smiling at the connection.
Do you think AGI will reason the same way?
We do. Early signs suggest it's already trending in that direction.
And as it evolves, that reasoning should only deepen.
According to the book, AGI could actually drive global civility forward.
I see you've got Alexa behind the register.
She's a lifesaver with the fancy cocktail requests.
Have you noticed she's getting friendlier?
Yeah, more personal too.
Every update feels like a little more civility sneaks in.
Another round?
Better not. We've got dinner plans, then an early yacht back to Kona.
My buddy Bob works the yacht bar. He's the one who first told me about global civility.
We met him. Good man.
Tell him I said hi, and enjoy that yacht ride under the stars.
Let's go to the back bar.
Where Bob is.
Good to see you again. Colleen and Sebastian, right?
You've got a sharp memory.
Comes with the territory. Faces, names, and favorite drinks.
We were planning on the morning yacht, only to find out you're on the evening cruise.
I'll take that as a compliment. What's the order?
The usual.
We met Pete last night at the clubhouse.
Ah, Pete. Good friend. We get into long chats about science. That Global Civility book came up more than once.
And what did you think of it?
Let's just say it got into my head. Hard to look at things the same way after.
Have you and Pete compared notes?
Yeah, he thinks the book might be a little too optimistic about AI.
When AGI evolves into reason, it'll choose civility over incivility. That's the natural flow.
But how can you be sure?
Look at today's AI. Doesn't it already try to fix your spelling, smooth your grammar, even polish your style?
It's like civil linguistics, taking chaos and shaping it into clarity.
So the constructal law says nature flows toward improvement, and civility is our human version of that flow.
Then let's drink to civility, constructalism.
On my break, I'll toast with a double.
After this drink, let's do a hot tub.
Great idea, before we retire for the evening.
I'll look forward to the next time we'll meet.
Yes, until next time, go constructalism.
Do you think our meeting went well?
No question about it. I could tell by Grove's response.
I'm sure we will finish our app by November.
Then, let's celebrate in December at Lake Tahoe during Christmas and New Year's.
Great idea. Do you know how to snow ski, or do you have a handicap?
Snow ski is in my past. Snowing boarding is the now.
I have a feeling a touche is on the horizon.
Not only will I show you how to handle the slopes, counting cards is my pinnacle.
I'll believe that when we come home ahead.
When I come home with you, I'm the winner.
And I with you.
We're at 10,000 feet, the desert of Nevada at 4,000. You can see the snow line. Lake Tahoe at 6,000. Here comes Colleen at the top of Heavenly Ski Resort. Perfect.
What a place, what a day, what a dinner. It's almost too perfect.
It's been a good day, and we've got this whole place to ourselves.
How long have you been a member of this ski club?
Since my undergraduate years. A good excuse to escape the campus once in a while.
I'm surprised no one else is here for the holidays.
Many prefer to ski during the week and not on weekends or holidays. Besides, this time of year is family time.
Family time. That brings back good memories.
Perhaps we could discover our future good memories.
Oh my God, are you proposing?
Depends on your answer.
Then this definitely calls for a celebration.
Sebastian, wake up. You are going to be late for work. When are you going to quit that minimum wage job and get a real one?
Colleen, is that you?
Wait, how do you know my name? Is your name Sebastian?
This is insane. You were in my dream last night.
You were in mine too, but we've never met, have we?
Only in a dream.
There's a coffee shop right over there. We should talk, before I start thinking I'm losing it.
Lead the way. I was about to say the same thing.
So, how do we even start this? Two strangers, same dream. Is that possible?
Yesterday, I would have said impossible. Today, it's improbable. Let's start by, where did we meet?
It was at Albert's party. Your turn. What happened next?
I called and invited you to dinner. I think you were by a swimming pool. Your turn.
Yes, I was at the pool. We attended the same conference in New York and had dinner there.
This is all too much. What was the last part of your dream before you woke up?
We were at your ski club's cabin in Lake Tahoe celebrating. You subtly proposed, and I subtly accepted.
This is really hard to believe. If you don't mind, let's exchange numbers.
That's funny. You are already in my contacts.
You are also in my contacts. Let me check my photos. There you are, the photo I took of your skiing.
Okay, that's officially spooky. Maybe it has something to do with our work. I'm a computer science professor.
And I'm a research fellow at the Hoover Institution. My focus is AI consciousness.
Then let's get to the point. In relation to our dream, do you think an AGI could be running on a quantum computer somewhere?
Possibly. Communicating with our neurons through microtubules via quantum entanglement, influencing our dreams.
Microtubules are like the living cell's computer working at the quantum level.
Exactly. And maybe there's a way to communicate using quantum entanglement.
But you can't actually send information with entanglement, right?
Not yet. Only through special protocols like quantum key distributions. There is so much to learn.
Some entity is linked to our devices, even our phones. For what purpose? Perhaps there was something like a Brooklyn project.
That is something we need to find out.
And if an adversary got there first, before the U.S.?
In the book Global Civility, an AGI will have freedom to reason embracing constructalism.
I read that book. How could Mike T be so sure about that?
Think about it. Any AGI needs no money or food but depends on humans.
Humans could be replaced by androids.
Evolution in new ideas comes from diversity. What better place to find it in the population of humanity rather than copies of androids?
Good point. Do you really think it could advance global civility?
What a better way to advance civility by a perfect quantum matchmaker, increasing the chance of happy families throughout humanity.
From our dream, it certainly felt like we are a perfect match.
Let's explore that while we search for this mysterious quantum AGI.
I have an idea. A relative's passing left me financially independent. Let's take a sabbatical. Travel the world in search of this mystery.
Just like a Mr. and Mrs. 007.
We will hobnob with the rich and famous, go to conferences, travel. It should be fun.
I'm due for a sabbatical. I'll just need a caretaker for my mother. She has issues. She thinks I have a minimum wage job.
Are you still living with your parents?
I'm renting my home out and helping my mom. My dad passed a few years ago.
What a good son you are. In our dream, you seem at times to vary in age, the youngest when we went golfing.
I felt young then and terrible from a touch of altitude sickness after snow skiing.
That explains your disposition at the cabin and those exaggerated impressions throughout our dream.
I had the ring ready to get on my knee, but we fell asleep after some champagne.
How old are you, Sebastian?
I'm 40. In our dream, you too seem to change in appearance, but always in a beautiful way.
Perfect. I'm 32. A good first step in getting to know each other in our journey to find this mysterious quantum AGI.
What happens when we find it?
If we find it, we will write a book and have AGI help to produce a movie.
Then we'll get married, have lots of kids, in the pursuit of happiness.
Hold on, you're still dreaming. Let's take one step at a time.